Hey, welcome back, everybody, to the Atypicals podcast, episode 21. I am here with my co-host, Emiliano, and Nestor, right?
Yes, special guest Nestor.
Yes. So, Nestor, I actually had an opening question. Have you ever talked into a microphone to an audience before?
Yeah, I guess streaming is an audience. I mean, I streamed on Twitch. That's basically the only way that I've ever spoken through a mic. Oh, obviously Xbox and stuff like that. But
Oh, yeah, of course.
you're just speaking to your friends or whoever you're gaming with.
You used to stream, though, on Twitch.
Yeah, I streamed on Twitch.
What do you stream?
I haven't in a couple months, but last thing I streamed was Dota, and that basically was the nail in the coffin of it's really hard to get viewers on Dota. Dota, League of Legends, very watered down.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't think I've ever talked into a microphone before this, though. I think
Yeah, you were pretty nervous when we first started.
started this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was I don't know. I think I'm trying to think of like an elementary school audition for like a play or something. Maybe I spoke.
Well, we did
like
that stupid bug play at Stockdale. Do you remember it?
Yeah, that was second grade, I think.
Yes.
The bug play?
Yeah, so we were all basically... Do you remember the plot of this, Kyle? Because I really don't.
Do you?
No.
You just said that?
we were all like bugs. Some of us were ladybugs. Some of us were army ants. That's what I was.
I was like a gnat of some sort or some type of flying creature.
So I was in a lead, and
You were a lead?
I was not.
No, we were both side characters because we weren't good enough to be.
What is the lead in title?
I think it was like the queen bee or something like that.
And then there was that one punchline with the maggot. Remember? I'm a maggot.
Yeah, so we had this like, who was it? Carter.
I know which one.
Yeah. So we had like the kid who was like the stupid kid who like would just do a bunch of dumb stuff. And the role was perfect for him because his only role was to go up occasionally and say, "I'm a maggot."
Everyone else had like complex lines.
Yeah, it was like the that clown role.
Yo, you guys gotta like stop throwing this guy's name out. I swear I've heard this Carter guy's name a couple times on the stream.
I know.
Well, because he was like infamous at our elementary school. Like he would do a bunch of dumb shit.
Well, which one? Both of them, or
Both of them would do dumb stuff.
both of them were kind of similar. I
Yeah,
guess,
like so, Nestor, you've. I know you're not an avid listener because like you're busy and stuff, but you listen to a couple episodes of us, right?
Yeah, it's usually if I'm going out of town or if I'm lounging at work.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually when I have it playing. And yeah, I haven't gone out of town too much.
Yeah, I've noticed whenever we have guests, just like every time I ask them if they're an avid listener, they either lie or just say no. So I'm like, oh, an occasional listener.
They're like, yeah, I listened to all of them, and then they've only listened to like the first one and never ever listened again, probably something like that.
Yeah, well, our first episode has the most views on YouTube. I think we're at like 80 now.
Does it? Well, that was like we've made the first episode, and then we promoted it, and then everyone's like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
New podcast.
My dad probably saw it like 5 times.
The first one?
Yeah.
Really? He watched it?
He watches it every time on YouTube, which has kind of made me nervous.
Like all of them?
Yeah.
Oh, he watches them on YouTube.
He watches them on YouTube.
I watch them on Spotify.
Nice. So this is like we have a fan. Like this is a fan of our podcast.
Yeah.
On the
Occasional.
the
Yeah,
occasional fan.
Yeah, you can label me a fangirl or fanboy.
But so because Kyle let it in with the whole streaming. So I really want to, because I know the answer, but Kyle doesn't. What is your original stream name that you used to go by?
Oh, man.
Guess
So my
it wasn't
OG
your-
name was iwin_you rage quit, which is very toxic and cringy, I know. 100%, I know it is.
Wow.
But I used to make kids rage quit a lot. It was the thing that I tried to do every single time that I played. I played a lot of 2K, a little bit of Madden, but I was doing most of the rage quitting in Madden. So NBA 2K, I would do it a lot. It would literally be my goal to get them to quit in the first quarter, and it happened a lot. I don't know if it was a matter of my internet was too laggy where I used to live, but yeah, I was high ranked, and that's what made me make that horrible name.
How old were you when you came up with that name?
I think I was probably like 18, 19. I don't know.
Not that much younger than we are. I guess.
Yeah, I think Kyle's had the same like gamer tag since I've known him.
Yeah, I made my gamer tag when I was 12 years old, and I've stuck with it ever since. Same with my Instagram name.
Yeah.
They've both been the same since that year, actually.
Kyle for a reason.
Yeah, and then Kyle562 if you want to get on my Xbox or PS4 account.
Request that gamer tag.
Yeah, but it's really dumb though, because it's Kyle with 2 L's, and everyone's like, "Why do you have 2 L's in your name?" Because I don't have 2 L's in my name. But I thought it was cool because you remember Warren?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had. I'm like, well, you have 2 R's in your name, and he's like, starts laughing at me because he's like, because my name has 2 R's.
He
in
actually,
my name.
yeah.
And I'm just like, bro, I just wanted 2 capital L's in my name. What's wrong with that? You have 2 capital R's in your name, and then I got roasted later that day. So it was sad.
I feel you, but back to the streaming, because initially that's how streaming was kind of like one of the factors that led to the podcast. Because after I knew you were streaming, I got a USB mic, and then Kyle saw it and was like, "Oh, what's with the mic?" And it's like, "Oh, I think I'm gonna stream." And Kyle, I think, jokingly said, "Oh, we should do a podcast." And I was like, "Fuck it, we should do a podcast."
Yeah,
I remember the original idea was a YouTube channel of like technology and
Yeah,
stuff
I was gonna do like an
yeah.
unboxing accessories review channel.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
I remember you telling me about you were gonna be a YouTuber.
I even came up with the perfect name. I was gonna call it the Accessories.
Yeah, that was.
Ease with EASE. And I was just like, dude, but then I was just, I don't know. There's way too many of those channels out there. Like, I don't know what I could bring to the table to make it different.
That if everybody thought like that, then there'd be nobody.
You could you could like change it up, just like have an alter ego. Remember how we were talking about that?
Yeah, we're trying to, because Kyle is really camera shy. So I was trying to come up with an alter ego for him, just called Kyle. Wearing pictures, what?
Doesn't sound like.
What do you mean?
I know.
Well,
that's me.
because like I've wanted to do like a camera setup, and Kyle doesn't like to like put his face. He doesn't like to like promote the podcast or anything. He's really private. So I was like, oh, we should come up with an alter ego. So
I don't want to get too famous.
Yeah.
I see. So you were trying to be like Daft Punk. You guys just be showing your helmets.
Well, like half Daft Punk, half like just me.
You just be normal.
Well, because I was like off the logo. I was like, okay, we should get Kyle to wear like white sunglasses and a white mask, because that's what his face already looks like.
I actually was thinking about it a little more. What if one of those morph suits? What if I get like a white one of those, and then we just like put the eyebrows on?
Or I was also thinking
And the hair.
a white like gator.
Oh, a gator would work.
Because then it keeps your hair exposed. And then me, like, that's just me.
Yeah, just with no lips or nose or anything.
Mm-hmm.
You can make out your face more with your facial hair and all that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So like I've like that's just me. So like I can't have an alter ego. Plus I promote the podcast all the time.
Right.
You're already exposed.
I'm already exposed.
Yeah, man, you gotta get a good mask or something though. I think a gator would just everybody's wearing masks now. You need something legit, like that rapper that just passed, MF Doom.
MF Doom.
Oh yeah.
That's
like some kind of just mask that only shows your eyebrows, or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Something like that. That I don't know what we could do, but if you like, but we don't even have to do that. I mean, if you want to.
That's just no.
Man, just put a little thing on the.
Just put the like little superhero, like that shit like Robin wears.
Yeah, I might be open to like the camera thing now. Like, we could do it.
Yeah, but I wonder how the audio would work, because you'd be speaking through a mask.
So I said I wouldn't mind doing it without the mask, but
this is the first time hearing of
yeah.
it. We're back. Took a little short break there. What's up that you were asking, Kyle?
So you just got an Amazon box for what?
It has vinyl stickers and a bag, that way to carry all the weighted desk stands when I like go up to Sacramento to record with.
Oh, right.
With Sal or with Daryl.
I remember what I was gonna ask. Do you still keep all your stuff in a rifle case?
Yes. It's right behind you.
Oh man, I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
That's big. That's a big camera stand.
No, I got the rifle case at Walmart for like $25, and everything fits in there, except I keep my mic and the audio interface in that smaller bag next to it, which is a handgun case. Because I don't know, dude.
And then
Stuff designated for audio equipment can get really expensive.
It's funny. I just find it funny that you keep like audio equipment in a rifle case, but you kept a real gun in a
ukulele case.
Ukulele case.
That's a good
Yeah.
point.
Well, because that specific rifle, which we've gone shooting with it.
Yeah, but I never used it because I couldn't.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
At Second Amendment.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was the only one I could use.
Yeah, because it was before we were like 19, so we couldn't use the ranges guns.
What was the age limit? I forgot.
21 and up, right, Nestor? To use the range guns?
I have no idea. I've never used the range guns. It's a little pricey, and I always had my guns, and I have my own ammo, so never.
Yeah, I think because it was, I got my rifle before the age law passed here in California, so we were able to shoot, but not the ranges guns.
That's right. Yeah, I remember. Cause you're 21 already, right?
Now, yeah.
That's right. So you can like actually shoot other guns now. And
Yeah,
stuff.
well, I've been wanting to get a handgun lately, but I've just been, because I want to get a nice one. Like, I want to get either like a M&P Shield or like a Glock. Yeah. So, and those are kind of pricey. So I just don't want to drop it all.
Yeah, I've always wanted to shoot a handgun, but I'm gonna have to wait a little bit.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Go to a range that isn't indoors in the city. Like I think it's called Five Dogs or something. It's something dogs, and it's open field. It's meant for like rifles and stuff like that.
That's
Skeet
cool.
shooting.
Yeah,
it's cool. It's a good time. Right. If you ever go shooting, take like clay disc and stuff like that, targets that are going to be entertaining to shoot, because if you're just taping up the same target over and over again in the same cardboard, it gets old. But if you put clay disc here, over there, or three of them posted up and they're shattering when you shoot, it's entertaining.
Yeah, clay pigeon shooting is really fun. We did it over at the Kern County gun club, because they have it over there, and me and Sal and his buddy Eric went, and it was really fun to do.
Did you manually launch them, or was there a skeet thrower?
It was a skeet thrower.
Yeah, the skeet throwers are legit.
Is that one of those like where the disc pops out of the thing?
Yeah, where like you say pull and then...
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
That's
that
cool.
one was cool.
Yeah.
Although the speaker was broken, so one of us had to like actually push the button.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was one in Davis, surprisingly, which I was really surprised, because it's like a small college town and it's like right by an airport. And I was like, I don't think fucking like liberal college students are gonna go skeet shooting. So I wonder how. But like, there's a bunch of older like conservative people that live in Davis, so they keep that place alive pretty much.
That's cool. Yeah. Sorry, I was gonna.
What?
Oh, I was gonna move the next.
Go ahead.
Next topic, but I always do that.
Yeah, you're really bad at segueing.
I'm not good at segueing. I'm just like, all right, next topic.
What's up?
But so, did we mention that Nestor's your cousin yet?
Oh no. Well,
he's just some random guy we found.
Yeah, we just found him.
That's our fan.
We just brought a fan.
No, so Nestor's my cousin and my workout buddy. Kyle. No, not Kyle. Nestor's dad and my dad are brothers.
Oh, okay. I never.
So that's how we're related. And I've known Nestor like pretty much my whole entire life.
Yeah, you're one of the few cousins that I remember being born and being like, whoa, there's still cousins coming in? Like, what the hell is this?
We got more cousins?
Because I think Irene was the last one before it went to like nieces and nephews, or like sons of cousins.
Yeah, Irene and you, I remember specifically being born. But yeah, I'm trying to think of any others. I think that's it.
I think that's... Or my Uncle Raul's kids.
Raulito, yeah.
Which I remember that.
Of course.
That's
not that long ago.
Well, I don't know. It seems like a long time ago now. Because like he's like in middle school now.
Yeah, time flies.
Yeah, or like Gabe's kids.
Yeah.
Like I remember them being born.
Yeah. My youngest niece, I remember missing football practice because I'm like, dude, screw this. I'm going to go and watch this be born. And they didn't let me play that week. And I still remind her to this day. I'm like, yeah, I I missed literally like the worst stomping that we ever had. Like we killed Arvin. It was like 40 something to 0. And I'm like, I didn't get to play. Like it would have been fun. I might have scored. Like it was the one game that would have been fun to play in, and yeah, I didn't get to play.
Hey, well,
Sad.
I think you missed it for something that a lot of people just don't get to see.
Yeah, you see, the being there for somebody being born is cool and all. It sounds like you're there for the very beginning of their life, but really you're just sitting in a room, and that's it. You're not there when they're being born.
Right.
They didn't even. I don't remember seeing her that day. I honestly don't.
Well, I think it's just the whole thing that you're there, which.
Yeah, when my son was born, we went in at like it was like 2-3 p.m. And she didn't start like actually being induced till like 2 a.m. or something like that. And it was like everybody's waiting for him to be born. He wasn't born till the middle of the night. Everybody's like passed out in the waiting room. Like half the people left already. My dad looks like he's about to die there. Like, yeah, and it's just like, man, they barely got to see him because we felt sorry. Like, oh man, they waited here the whole time. Like, okay, come in and say hi to him real quick. Like,
well, because the whole thing of being there, I've always had trouble, and I don't know if we've talked about this on the podcast before, Kyle, but like whenever I've gone to like the hospital or like the urgent care or something, I've never liked the idea of someone being there with me.
Like what?
Like just waiting there with like if like one time with my ex, I had to go for like a sore, like my throat was hurting, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go because it's been happening for a couple of days. I might have an infection or whatever. She's like, oh, I'll go with you, and I was like, no.
You like to go to the hospital by yourself?
I like to go anything medical by myself because.
So what if you what if you fainted on the floor? How would you get there by yourself?
Well, that's different. But like if it's something
you're like, no, go away,
where I'm aware and I can drive and all this stuff. Like I remember she was like, oh, why don't you want me to go with you? And it's like, because I know you don't want to be there. Like I know you don't want to sit in the waiting room. Like I know you want to be there from an emotional standpoint or whatever.
You don't want to inconvenience them.
I especially with something like that because I wouldn't want to be there. I would be there, but I'd like in my like heart of hearts, like just like Nestor said, like you're just sitting in a room, but the whole idea of like why you're there is what makes it different, which is why I get it. Like when I had to go to the hospital back in December, like my dad was right behind me, and like they didn't let him in to the waiting room, and then I had to go again recently, and my dad was like, "Oh, do you want me to?" And it's like, "No, dude, you're just gonna be waiting in a waiting room, or not even in the waiting room, outside in your truck. Like it's fine. Like I can drive."
No, seriously.
So just the whole idea of keeping someone waiting there, I've always just had.
I've never actually had to go to the hospital for anyone, which is good,
Well, did he have to go when you broke your arm?
Yeah, but that was.
Well, you were kids, so obviously your grandma was gonna be there with you.
Well, yeah, but in my whole teenage life, I've never really with me, or I've never had to go for someone else. I guess I've never been in that kind of situation.
To visit somebody there.
To visit somebody, yeah.
Oh, that's good, man. It's
a
sad place to.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, other than recently, I just remembered last when COVID was first starting and everything.
Yeah.
My great grandpa broke his hip, and he recovered from it, which is crazy because he's 90 something years old.
And he recovered from it.
He recovered from
it. Replaced the hip, or what?
I think they replaced it. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you can. I
don't know if they replaced it or if it just fixed it, or I don't remember what happened. But either way, I'm like, wow, because not every person that age recovers from a hip injury, and he can still walk and everything. I'm just
crazy. Hips are
strong bones. Yeah.
Hips are really hard to recover by.
The older you get.
Yeah. Mark Cuban talked about his hip problems. I think it was on a podcast or something like that I listened to, and he said, "I wish I would have done it when I was in my 30s when I first got the problem." And he just kept it's just bugging me right now. And I have hip problems, and I'm building up my anxiety because of it. I'm every day it pops. I'm like, oh, I should go get that checked out. Mark Cuban told me he should have done it in his 30s because he recovered so much slower than what he would have in his 30s.
Right. That's good advice, actually.
Mm.
I don't have hip problems, but like you say, your hips pop. My knees pop, but I don't know if that's just everybody.
I think that's just because you run like
I think that's
15 miles a
everybody.
day.
I run a lot. Yeah.
Knees will be popping a lot, but my hip didn't pop until I specifically heard it playing basketball, and then ever since then it just pops every single day. If my posture's not good, I fix it. It just popped twice. Like,
Yeah. Well, for me, like I've been studying this a lot since like I work with distance runners. I've been studying like the relationship between your hip extensors,
Yeah.
your knee extensors,
Kyle's a cross country coach and is going to school for kinesiology.
Yeah. So I study all these athletic injuries and stuff like that, or just injuries in general mostly to the lower body, because that's more my like area. But it's crazy because your hips and your like, if you don't have strong hips, you're probably going to have knee problems. So usually I always start with working on your hips, and then like it works on your knees and on your ankles and so on. So
dude, speaking of athletics, I had the worst experience of my life yesterday with Nestor. We were doing back day.
that was the worst.
Sober, yes. Sober, yes.
All right.
It was okay because I'd never felt it before. So we were doing back day, and we're going at it, and we're doing assisted pull-ups, and like right at my like on the last set, like I just feel like my arms like just like give out, like fuck, I can't like pull myself up there anymore. And I was able to finish it, and then like I sit down and I'm just like I feel super winded, and then we do what are these ones?
I don't know. Yeah.
Where we have the bar and you pull it up.
The bar's in between your legs and you're pulling it up, basically just extending your back.
Oh yeah,
or whatever they're called.
I don't remember what that movement's called, but I know what you're talking about.
So I was doing that, and like halfway through it, I was just like, "Fuck, the room's getting a little spinny." And then I do the pull down cable, and I couldn't even finish that set. Like I just felt like I was about to pass out.
Really?
And then I go sit down, and Nestor's my workout buddy, so he's like, "Oh, come on, like let's keep the tempo going, let's go." And then I think he sees that I'm like turning pale, and I'm just like,
he looked yellow and then turned white. And I'm like, yeah, you should just lay down.
Yeah, and I was like, the room was spinny.
That bad, huh?
Like I'd never felt like that before, and I never like exerted myself like that before. And it was legit scary because I was just like, fuck, it's kind of like you hear when people it felt like kind of like when people like they say like they do too much of something, and it's like, fuck, I want this to end right now, even though it like really can't. Well, it did, because like, and Nestor was a big help because he was like, dude, just breathe, like you're fine, like just focus on your breathing.
You could tell you were focused in on that one little thing. You were literally hunched over, and all your pressure was on your rib cage, and you're just like not breathing, and you'd look up at me and be completely pale, and I'm just like, oh, come on, man, like open up.
It was
like,
scary,
let some oxygen
dude.
In there.
And he was probably, and like, yeah, I laid down. This was yesterday. Yeah. And it was yesterday at the time of recording, because I think this one releases next week. But it was scary. And then like I lay down, and then because of my fucking anxiety, I'm like, fuck, Nestor's mad at me because I messed up the tempo of the workout.
We were at the end of the workout already. Yeah.
And I was able to like gather myself, and I'm like, all right, dude, I'm gonna leave, like, thanks. And I was like strongly considering sending you a text. I was like, hey, like, thanks for the help today. But I was like, I don't know if that's like yeah, like, I don't know, but it was scary. So I don't know, like, Kyle, you run like a ton. What do you run, like actually like 8 miles a day or something like that?
Not anymore, but like I might start back up if I'm training for something.
Well, what do you do usually, like in the mornings? Because I know you go over to Riverwalk.
Yeah, these days it's just pretty chill. I will go 3 or 4 miles every 3 days a week. But if I'm in training, yeah, I'll get up to 6, 7, 8.
Do you use what's the app you got me on?
Strava.
Yeah, and do you use Strava?
occasionally, but I have my watch that tells me everything I need, so I usually use my running watch.
Yeah, Nestor got me on Strava because he was like, "Oh,
Strava's cool.
Yeah, it's a
cool
good
app.
and it's a good way to like keep each other like accountable."
It's cool, yeah, because you can see other people and follow them. And
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I haven't seen you upload to Strava.
I
recently,
did.
Nestor.
I did once. What do you mean? When I added you.
What do you guys upload? Runs too?
Runs, yeah.
Okay, because you can do all kinds of stuff: bikes, walks.
I originally got it for cycling because I do road. I have a road bike, but I haven't ridden in a while. So that's why I did it, and I started using it more for running. And it's cool because it shows you like your personal records for the 100-meter or whatever, your mile.
Oh yeah, it's cool. It does a lot of stuff. The Nike app does that too. But I think Strava is more my favorite because it's more like centralized.
like what I was using was the activity app through the Apple Watch, and I really liked it. But then I was just with the whole Strava thing. Nestor was saying like, oh, if it's a subscription service and you don't run, that's like a way to keep yourself motivated because it's like, fuck, I'm paying for this and I'm not using it. Like
the email when you get it monthly, it's like you have this many runs and it's 0. It's a big fat 0. It's like, oh man.
Wait, Strava does that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I don't have my email subscribed to them, so they don't send me anything.
Oh, it's actually pretty cool. At the end of the year, it'll tell you like how many times you ran per month, and it'll show like the full calendar year of like what month you ran the most.
That's cool. It's like Snapchat with their end of the year, like
their end of the year
or
snaps.
like Spotify shows you how many hours you listen to each.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's speaking of Spotify. That's cool how they do that. Like getting to see like your top artists at the end of the year and everything, and who you listen to the most.
Yeah, I used to be a big Spotify person, but then I switched over to Apple Music, and that's what I've been using. Cause does Spotify have a student pricing?
Yeah, it has if you're a student, I think you can get Spotify, Premium and Hulu and Showtime as a bundle, or you used to. I don't know if you still can.
Yeah, I know they have some weird bundles like Disney Plus, Hulu, and Spotify. You can get them all, like the cheapest one, the entry one, and it's pretty cheap, like $15 or something like that.
That's not bad.
They had a $4.99 deal too for students at one time.
Yeah, I pay because I think
month.
Apple is $10 a month, and because I'm a student, I pay $5, and I have like I think almost like 1,000 songs.
Yeah.
Those songs will still stay there even if you cancel it. Like if you cancel your Apple Music, if you bought them, or did you buy them, or you just have them added?
I have them added through the streaming.
Yeah,
I've only bought like a handful, because like I really got into Apple Music like before, like when I was in like early middle school, so I didn't have like a debit card yet, or at least a ton of money on my debit card yet. So I didn't have, so like the whole like, oh, 99 cents a song, that's expensive. Like,
yeah, they were.
Yeah.
They were, and some of them were like 130 or something.
Yeah.
With music streaming, I used to be really obstinate about buying the premium. I'm like, I'm not gonna spend money.
I remember too.
Just to remove the ads, But then I caved because like I'd be in like hard workout sessions, and then you got your music going, and then it's just like, watch this 30-second ad to stop the ads, and I was like, well, and then eventually like they got me with a trial. They're like, we'll give you a trial of like premium, and then
like, did you forget that the trial ended?
No, I didn't forget. They gave me, I even wrote it down so I wouldn't forget, but they gave me a 3-month trial, and I was like, oh, this is awesome, and they knew what they were doing. Like I was like hooked.
They hooked you. Yeah.
They hooked me, yeah. So I'm like, well, I don't want to go back to like the ad life anymore.
Have you tried YouTube without the ads?
No, it doesn't. That
I pay for YouTube Premium because I really like downloading YouTube videos.
It's addicting.
Is it nice?
Yes.
Yeah, I do heavy bag, high intensity interval training for boxing or whatever, and the first video that they uploaded had like 3 ads in it. Like it was the very beginning, and he came out the second volume, a third volume. The second volume had like 20 ads, and it's when you see those yellow things,
like, all through the video.
So I would be done with I'd be working out, and then boom, out of nowhere, an ad comes on. I'm like, I have gloves on, so I'm trying to skip ad with my nose. Like, finally, my cousin, he had signed in on his YouTube so I just switched over to his, and I'm watching it.
Yeah, I just really like downloading YouTube videos, because there'll be some like, what's that I forget the name of it, but there's like only some like, I have that Converse ad that Kid Cudi did, the song from that, like I have that one on there because I can't really get it anywhere else, and some specific YouTube specific music that I can't get anywhere else.
Yeah, that's when like LimeWire and all those things were really good, because you can find the specific song, and there used to be this website that we'd get YouTube songs to make it into an MP3 playable, and you'd make it into a CD or put it on your phone and stuff. So my brother has like Cutter Is Back, which is like not a song. It's legit just a video of him. Who's the band that they covered on that one? Vampire Weekend. Yeah, it's like, so they couldn't actually make it a song, and my brother has all these songs on his phone, and it's just like, dude, you can't even do this stuff anymore. That song's from like 2008 or something like that, when he retired and came back and came out with Cutter Is Back.
Yeah, it's just or like I'll have some like, there's this one Tyler song that he still hasn't the Tyler Creator song that he hasn't released. I think it's called like Plastic Bag or something like that. That's really trending on TikTok for some reason.
Sorry, wait, to go back to the original point, when you have YouTube Premium, you can make like a playlist, and like if you get in your car and you're just playing like old songs, and
yeah, because it lets you listen without having the app open.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is the other big thing I really like doing.
That's like the biggest thing I would do probably.
That was the enticing point for me, because I'd be listening to like meditation videos, and I'd get the ad, or I'd close it out, and just like, oh shit, like that defeats the purpose.
Yeah, like that really helps. Or sometimes like when I do audio stuff or photo stuff, I have the videos of like how to set up this. I have it downloaded just for whatever reason, if like I don't have internet and I want to know how to do it.
I see.
The ads don't bother me that much in YouTube, because I was thinking like, where do I listen to YouTube the most? And it's usually on the toilet. That's where I listen to YouTube the most, probably. So I just skip the ad, and then just pretty much the whole video.
It just sucks when you find, like what Nestor was saying, when you find like a video that has like 20 ads. It's like, dude, because the user is the one who puts the ad limit.
Yeah, the volume 2 of that hit training is so much better than volume 1, and he puts so many more ads in it. So I had to sit I did 3 workouts legit with all the ads. There's sweat all over my phone, but finally
ads really, I guess the point is ads really take you out of the element, kind of. So with stuff like that,
which he's smart for doing it, because everybody has gloves on that's doing that, everybody has gloves.
That is smart.
Everybody's getting annoyed as the same as I am, but I luckily I'm Mexican from Southern California, so I had my cousin's login info on there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like when Nestor was like, oh, why don't you use Strava? And he's like, oh, it's a subscription service. And he's like, don't you pay for Netflix every month? And I go, no, because I use Sal's Netflix.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know, it goes off because like I'll use his Netflix and his Hulu, and like he and Hannah and my mom use my Disney Plus, because I think that one's up to like 5 members. And then lately he was like, and then we share like a Amazon Prime family thing. Yeah. So that really works. But what I don't like is our Alexas get combined. So sometimes if I'm like, Alexa, someone's Alexa turns on if they're listening to this on speaker. Oh yeah. It's like, oh, Alexa, make a timer for 8 a.m. Occasionally it will like go on his or on mine when it's not meant to.
Oh yeah, that's.
But it hardly ever happens. It's like a glitch. Or like sometimes I'll get his shipping updates, like with Amazon packages. But I mean, for the price I'm saving, I save like $68 a year with doing this.
I never liked Alexa because had it in my streaming room and I never said Alexa. I never spoke to her. So I'm just streaming and out of nowhere, oh, did you want to search this on the web? And I'm like, no, like what? So I just disconnected it and left it there. It just looks nice. I would never use it.
I like it in the living room because my dad will sometimes ask me these weird questions that are very Alexa oriented. He's like, oh, what's the mileage between Richmond and Miami?
It's a perfect thing to ask. Yeah,
Or like, oh, what's the weather tonight? And I'm like, dude, there's a lady right there that you can ask. And that's why I mainly got it. And like, it really helps when I'm cooking, like with timers and stuff. Because before I would just use my phone and like my hands, sometimes they're like all messy or I'm wearing gloves. And it's just like,
good point. I never
yeah,
thought of that.
it's really like, especially like when you're cooking a bunch of different stuff, like when I was doing Christmas dinner. So like the vegetables had to come out at one point and the fish at another and the steaks, and it was just like, oh, set 3 timers, this, and
yeah, it must be nice because a lot of times when I'm cooking, I don't have an Alexa, I don't have an Alexa, so I can't like, I get like cooking stuff from my hands on my phone,
and like
then I got wipe it
and
off.
like Siri works, but sometimes like you have to unlock your phone.
Oh,
like yesterday, when you had called me, I was like, hey Siri, call back Nestor. And it's like, you'll have to unlock your iPhone for that. And I'm jogging. Like, I didn't want to, like...
I've actually mastered that while I'm running. I've mastered running with my phone in my hand. Like, I can text people and, like, keep a steady, like, pace.
That's why I like my Apple Watch. But I didn't have it on me at the time.
The voice texting is pretty clutch, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I really like the Apple Watch, though, especially when I'm biking. Because I don't bike a lot, but when I was, like, in Davis... with the directions, it was really cool not to like have your phone out and be cycling. So just a glance and it's like, oh, turn this way. And it's like, oh, it's really cool.
Yeah, that's super cool.
But I think you're about to say something, Kyle, before you got interrupted.
Oh, well, I don't remember exactly what I was going to say, but I did have a couple of things. I thought that going back to like the gym and stuff, I think it's pretty cool that you guys have like, so you have a gym setup that you guys use?
I've had a gym building up for like 4 years.
Really?
Yeah, it's basically slowly been coming together. For Christmas one year, I bought the actual weights, like the bar and the weights at Dick's, and it was like on sale, like $100 off. It was really cheap. Had my welders build a squat rack. I had an old iPad mini that was like, I need to get rid of this. I haven't used it in years. Looked it up. They were selling for like $40-$60 on Craigslist. And then there was this one old man that says, I will trade my cable machine for any level of iPad. I'm like, perfect. Went over there and it was an okay cable machine. I mean, it was not the best quality, but it's done the job for years now.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. I always wish that I had my own gym setup because I don't mind going to the gym, even though it's like kind of far. It gets hard because it's like kind of far and then I have a lot to do in a day and I'm just like, oh, I can't make it to the gym.
If you ever go to like Costco or anything like that, they have like small equipment at a time. Just buy one at a time. Just randomly, just like, today I'm going to bite the bullet. I'm going to buy the dumbbells. And the dumbbells were like 200, 300 there once. And they're pretty good dumbbells. They go up to like 30. They sat
like
there
a whole
for
setup?
months. Yeah, the whole setup.
That's
They
cool.
sat there for a while, for a couple months, until I started using them a little bit, stopped using them. I left my wife. I'm going through divorce. So I was like, I need to do something with my time. So I started working out and the gym started taking up my time again. Because I had my cousin, before you jumped in there, my cousin was going and my brother was going with me and they were like, this gym sucks. Like, dude, there's nothing in here. Like, we just have a bench and squatting and that's it. So they started bringing a little bit and they never took it back. So now I have a little bit.
Now you got the whole setup.
I got a little bit more, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I've been looking, I've been trying to find someone because I really want to do bench and squat, but I don't want to do it by myself because I feel like I need someone to spot me on that. So,
Well, I mean, it's not.
How many times have I told you, Emiliano? Just get your dad's card and be like, come on, Dad, let's make a gym in the house. Like, let's do this. Let's boost property value. Let's do it. Just throw those 2 words out, and your dad will be like, property value.
I wouldn't know where to put it.
Outside.
This is tile, dude.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess the tile
Most of the
would be
house is
first.
tile, and the garage, there's always a car in there, and the other half has a welding machine.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, I'm sure I would have just enough space for a squat rack, like just a squat rack, like not dumbbells and all that. But I think I would have just enough space somewhere, like in my garage, or maybe somewhere outside I could like always cover with a tarp. But I don't
you
know.
can have it in here. Think of how many times we've dropped the weight in my gym.
Well,
It doesn't happen. We drop it on the rack. You know?
I guess that's true.
Yeah, if we were doing power cleans or stuff like that, but we haven't done power cleans.
No. Well, we've been doing we've been doing like the kind of power cleans on with the dumbbells, but that one doesn't.
Yeah, and they have rubber on them anyways.
Yeah. But no, yeah. So the way, like, going back to the gym, so like right around the time, like, because I think you invited Sal over to your house to like play COD, and that was the first time I was over at your house. It was like,
Yeah, he was in town for like a week or something
yeah,
like that.
and he was like, "Oh, come over to Nestor's house," and I was like, "Is that all right? Did you ask Nestor?" And then he was like, "Dude, it's fine." And I come over, and it's first time in your house, and then I think and then this was around the time like I was like super depressed. This was like right when I was like breaking up with Trinity and about to date Alexia.
Oh yeah.
And I was like texting Sal, and I was like, "Dude, like this sucks." And he's like, "Oh, why don't you hit up Nestor? He's alone and divorced." And I was like,
you guys can compliment each other.
and I was like, "Hey, what's up, Nestor? Do you want to hang out?" And then he was like, "Oh, well, I'm about to work out in an hour. Do you want to work out?" And I was like, "Sure." And then from there, it's been pretty consistent.
That's how you guys started.
Yeah.
Working out together.
I think the point where it started to become a thing of working out was when we went to Prime Sports and we did the BMI.
Yeah.
I think that's when it's just like, oh, okay, we have a number that we can target of, let's lose this fat, let's gain muscle in this number. Otherwise, you're just like, it's yeah, you're kind of looking better, you're kind of getting in shape.
Yeah.
When you have a number that you can improve and decrease the bad one, it's easier to have goals there.
Like when I went to Kaiser, my BMI, I think it was like 50 something when we went over to Prime. And because they check your BMI at Kaiser when you step on the scale. I think I'm down to like 43 now.
Nice. Nah, I didn't know they did that, Kaiser.
Yeah. Dude, I wonder if like, would it be cheaper to go to Kaiser to get your BMI checked for like a sore throat than to like go get this checked out at somewhere?
Well, no, actually, because you're doing the copay at Kaiser.
$25.
Yeah, it's a copay. At Prime, you can do it for free.
Prime,
they want you to go in there.
I guess that's true.
They want you to go in there. They want you to buy their stuff or tag them that you're using their BMI machine, basically.
Yeah, dude. When we went there, I spent like $250.
Yeah, they got you.
Yeah, they
before we walked in,
got
I
me.
said, Emiliano, don't let them get you.
And they
Don't
got
let them
me.
sell you. All right,
Gosh.
we're going in just for this. And he's just like, oh, what are you targeting? He's just like, what do you got?
Well, yeah, dude, that guy's he's a really good salesman.
He did good.
Yeah.
We did good. I went in there and I told them, hey, my brother gave me this stuff, which they're selling it behind the shelf. And they're like, oh, yeah, that's pretty good stuff. But this here is going to target your fat. I'm like, well, how much is that? And he's like, 120. I'm like, no, man. Like, no, get out of here.
That natural test stuff was really good. I would probably do that. And I think I recommended to you, right? That
Which
that testosterone.
It's the
booster?
testosterone booster. Yeah. So
Did this work? Like
it
those
does.
actually?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
does. You'll tell if you've never done it too. You'll tell a difference right away. It just in the way that you act, your libido, of course, you'll tell a difference in that. But yeah, that the libido, it definitely hits you by surprise. If nobody told you about it, it'll hit you by surprise. But yeah, I just started doing it when I started working out again because I lacked energy. and that extra energy to get a good workout. And that really helped out. I've done 2 different types, and I like it.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's I was pretty skeptical, and I'm still kind of skeptical, like, because I did this like crazy like Prometheum stuff, which
That's
I don't.
SARMs or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's frowned upon.
Yeah, but I think I would do the natural test and stuff like that, and like obviously like pre-workout and protein.
I feel like I've been working out for over half my life, and I still barely know any of this stuff. Like, and I mean working out, like I worked out in high school and football, but I didn't work out for 15 years. I played games for 15 years, but working out, no.
I didn't start working out, like actually going to a gym by myself, until I was 18, I think.
Yeah, because Kyle used to be really, really like scrawny.
Yeah, but like obviously I was doing, gym workouts for cross country in high
Right.
school. And that's what sparked it.
Yeah, well, no, I mean like even before you started doing cross country.
Before that, like my freshman year and so.
Well, yeah, because my freshman year is the only time I did football, and Nestor here did 4 years of football at a school that she'll rename nameless.
And that's like, I've always had the opposite problem. Like I'm trying to gain weight because I'm still pretty skinny. Like, like if you see my arms, like I don't have like super big arms.
But dude, you have like abs, so what are you complaining about?
I mean, like, I have like the muscles there, you can see it, but like I'm not that big. Like I have to like really like, I gotta flex or else I'm just gonna look skinny, basically.
Yeah, well, I remember like freshman year, I was like telling you about football, and you're like, "Oh, that's really cool," and I was like, "Oh, you should do a sport," and you were like, "Oh, I don't really know what to do." And I think you're like, "Oh, I remember this conversation."
Do you remember? Because when I was a freshman, I wanted to do baseball.
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember that?
I was like, "Just do it," and it's like, or like run or something like that. And
Did you really say that?
Yes.
Wow, that's such foreshadowing there. Like,
I was like,
did you do baseball or just?
I never ended up doing baseball. No, I found my calling was more being a distance runner, which I never knew until, I mean, the podcast people have heard the story a billion times. But,
yeah.
So I don't need to say it again, I feel like. But yeah, no, I found distance running, and it was hard, and it was really mentally and physically enduring, and that's something I was never used to before. And that's what sparked my interest in exercising, because I was like, this is hard, but it's pretty cool to work hard, basically.
Yeah, what sparked it with me was definitely freshman year football, because even though I didn't do it in latter years, it really got me to, because before I would hate working out or like jogging or anything. Like I would do it once and be like, this sucks, never again.
That's how we were as kids.
And
yeah, you just wanted to get in and out of there.
And then football, because it's like you're forced. It's like you do these workouts and then you do, conditioning. So it got me to, even though I stopped doing it for like coach staff reasons and other stuff, I was just like I did swim, and those 2 sports freshman year really got me to, I wouldn't say like working out, but definitely see the benefits and how good you feel afterward and all this other stuff. Like just be like, oh, this isn't just a thing that like hurts your body and sucks. Like you get good out of this. You burn calories, you build muscle, you just feel really good, or like it also helps with like mental health.
Chemically balanced, like your everything inside of you. Yeah, you're just right.
Exercise is good.
Yes.
Good stuff.
All right, add another. So Kyle, I don't know if you saw my Instagram, but I got vaccinated.
I saw your Snapchat, actually.
Or my Snapchat, yeah. It got shot.
God.
Yeah, do you still have the Band-Aid on?
I think so.
So now we're both...
It's like 2 weeks old and you still got the Band-Aid.
I got it 2 days ago.
Dude, I'm one of those people that like tear the Band-Aid off pretty quickly. Like I would say like a day later
I just forget.
I ripped it off one time right after getting the flu vaccine. Like literally walked out, ripped it off. And I'm like, oh, that's not done bleeding. Like it was running down.
I just forget. Like when I went when Nestor got his new puppy Morty, I was like, I just got checked out of the hospital and I still had my armband on. Because I just forget, like, dude, this bracelet is from a hotel in Mexico from like 6 months ago. I just forget.
It's like it's to let you in and out, basically.
Yeah.
They know that you're a guest there and you still have it
I still have it on.
I kind of like it.
Well, I mean, it's nice.
That's funny.
I just forget about stuff like that. But so Kyle,
I remember calling you out about that bracelet too. It's like, dude, take that shit off, man.
Yeah.
There's germs and shit on there. It's like, what? I'm gonna have a date later. Maybe I'll get some pity sex or something like that.
That sounds like me. But no, so Kyle, you got the Pfizer, right?
Yeah, Pfizer.
Yeah, and I got the Moderna, and I was just
Really?
like, oh, this is another one of those things where me and Kyle like the same
Are-
thing with
are
a difference. Yeah,
Yeah, we
'Cause,
always
like,
have something different.
because like me through Nestor here is the one who got me into Kid Cudi,
Mhm.
and it's just like, and then you really love Kanye, so
Yeah.
it's like one of those things,
And then
and
they have a collab album and
Mhm.
everything, so
so I find it really really funny. But yeah, when you had told me you had experienced these like side effects, I was
well,
worried.
I thought like I don't even know if they were real side effects.
Well, because you
or
said
not.
it like put you to like bed and stuff.
It made me tired, but a lot of other stuff was going on that day too. Like I was stressed out with
Mhm.
school and everything, and I
Yeah,
ran.
and
all
I
that
was
stuff.
just and I was like low key worried that because I had just received the vaccine that's maybe why I experienced what I did in the gym. But like Nestor was saying, it was probably just me in my own head.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but I don't know, when I got it, like it was really cool and stuff. And I remember I had my sunglasses clips on.
No,
Like in the picture. So the whole time I look kind of shady because I have my hat on, I have sunglasses and my mask, so you can't even see my face. And I just remember being like, "Wow, I kind of look shady right now, low-key,"
Yeah, you're a shady guy.
because I forgot that I had it on. But no, dude, with what I have been seeing, and I wanted to bring it up. So with like through Tinder and stuff, I was thinking, and I've been seeing this thing on girls' accounts. I don't know if like you've been seeing, or if either of you guys have been seeing it, but like girls would be like, oh, swipe right only if you've had the vaccine.
Really?
Yes.
I haven't
I've
been
seen
on in a
it
while.
once or twice, and I thought of it as a joke. To be honest,
I've been seeing it lately on like popular users that, like, you know, when you swipe right and it's like, oh, do you want a super like? It's a popular user.
Mhm.
I've been seeing it a lot. Like today I saw it probably like when I went to go to the bathroom, I probably saw it like on 6 different accounts. And I was like, dude, do I gotta put my card picture up on my?
Bro, let me
Do we
get-
need to like give all the information prior?
Send me a picture of that, and so I could put my name there.
Photo? Well, you can't even see my face.
No, the card of your card.
Sure.
And I'm just gonna Photoshop Nestor on there.
Well, dude, aren't you eligible to get it?
Yeah, I am. I'm just I'm not scared to get it. I just am like I don't need to. Yeah, I don't
Mhm.
know. I'm part of the pack that is the healthy guy in the front, and it's just like, oh, he doesn't need it. Give it to the hurt buffaloes in the back that are old. And
Mhm.
yeah, it's I don't know.
Well, I mean, with your work and stuff, I mean,
I'm like, yeah, I can get it. They give it to us at work because we're essential.
Yeah.
The truckers are essential.
Well, I just mean because you interact with more people than I think the usual like self isolating person is.
Yeah, definitely if I was regularly in the office, but I'm not that much just because of my job label. I'm a dispatcher, so
Yeah.
I just have to have my phone on me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Kyle here cheated to get his.
I didn't cheat.
So I've been thinking about that. He told me about how you got your shot because it was the last one that was going to get thrown out, or they were going to get thrown out because it was leftovers or stuff like that. So I was thinking,
Yeah. And my mom really wanted me to get it because she works there.
right. So
I
why
just
don't
agreed.
they just like, hey, go on the radio or something. Hey, we got 20 extra shots every day we're throwing out. Come and wait outside and you're going to get free shots.
Well, I feel like there'd be a mob or something coming for it. you
Yeah,
know?
but then
they
like
don't want that, right?
yeah, but like I totally agree with Nestor because like
Which makes sense, yeah.
there's probably like hundreds. Okay, let's say in the country, there's probably hundreds that have been
That's
just
one
thrown away.
clinic, and what you'd say it was one that they were going to throw out? Let's say it was one. There's-
One or two, maybe.
Yeah.
And there's 20 clinics in town. And,
One each, yeah.
and how many fucking cities?
Yeah, it could definitely speed
Yeah.
things up. I'd say.
So like thousands countrywide that have just been thrown out.
Yeah. And yeah. Then we're getting into like pothead numbers. Like, oh man, like that's thousands, and
Yeah.
we could have minimized that number by this much. But yeah.
Yeah, because I told one of my like friends about how Kyle got it. He's like, "Oh, isn't that cheating?" I'm like, "No, it's gonna be thrown away. Like,
Well, because they have to use it because they expire really quick.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So someone has to take it.
Well, except with this new one by Johnson and Johnson, it's a one shot and it doesn't need ultra freezing. Like you can keep it in a regular refrigerator.
That's right. So that'll change the game up a bit.
I went to school with a bunch of foreign exchange students, or they went to school where I went to school, and I still follow a few of them on social media. And one of the girls, she lives in Hong Kong, I believe, and the vaccine that she has is pill form. Yeah.
Really? That's
I
interesting.
wanted to so bad to message her and be like, what is up with that? Like, you guys have pills now? But I didn't. Maybe because it was late at night and I didn't know what time it was over there. But yeah, I was definitely intrigued by that. I didn't know there was pill forms.
I didn't either.
I saw an article a couple weeks ago that was like, I think it was labeled like, oh, China's like, I think they said that their vaccine is only like 20% effective or something like that. And I wonder, or I think it said their medicine. So I wonder if it's this thing.
She also had, in the picture, it had a timer there. So you have to take them within certain time frames. And it was like 3 packets of pills. That's 2 in each packet. So he has to take one of the packets.
I'd rather do this shot.
Than the pills?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. I've always just kind of had like weird trouble like swallowing pills, but I've never had trouble with shots. Even as a kid, like I wasn't one of those kids that would like cry when I would get it or anything like that.
I'm still a little scared of needles. Not for like the shot, but I'm scared of like this one, where you get it like in here.
Where they draw blood, the bigger needle.
Yeah, that still kind of scares me because I was scared of it as a kid. And so
I didn't.
Or the
where
IV or
I
what?
didn't see it.
the IV, it's like right here.
Oh yeah, that sucked. Like when I went to the hospital, they transferred me to 2 different hospitals, and when I got home, I looked like a fucking like crackhead. I just had a bunch of.
Yeah, it's like
Because in one hospital they put it over here, and the other hospital they put it over here, and
Right.
the nurse like messed up and like couldn't get a vein in. So
yeah.
I went to a bachelor party once where one of the guys that went was an EMT. So he took a bunch of IVs, and the IVs were specifically for the drivers because we were going to party every single day that we were going to be there. And
What a smart idea.
Yeah, but this guy wasn't that smart because he didn't bring the right needles. And, yeah, literally everybody had like tiny needles. Well, not everybody. The drivers had tiny needles in, and the liquid was just slowly trickling in. Yeah, I think it was clogged up, to be honest. But I wasn't in the car, but they were all laughing because the main guy that we were celebrating, that he took it out of his arm, and out of nowhere, all the pressure from that vein it was shooting blood out.
See, that's the thing that scares me. That's like my worst fear right there.
Yeah, so I guess if it was bigger, it wouldn't have to deal with that pressure, but because it was small, it was building up pressure in that one spot.
I don't know, like I don't have anything with blood because I don't know, dude. Like last night I was messing with my little thing right here, my ingrown hair, and I don't know if it went that good.
Assumed.
I tried plucking it, and I just tried cutting it to relieve the pressure.
Yeah.
And like now it hurts, and it wasn't hurting before. But I think I got the excess out because it doesn't pop out as much anymore.
You had an ingrown hair on your side?
Yeah, it was like really bad.
It's on a stretch mark. So he was telling me that he thinks it's a.
I was wondering if it was a bug bite.
And when he showed it to me, I'm like, it's right on your stretch mark, bro. That's an ingrown. It's like, because I have stretch marks, and I know that happens.
Well, because he was like kind of purple, so I was like, oh, I fucking, your mind goes to like, oh, did I get bit by like a fucking black widow or some shit?
Pretty much, yeah. That's like the first thing you always assume.
Yeah.
Is the worst.
But luckily, I think it's fine now. I think it's just I'm just afraid of it like scabbing over, and there's still a hair in there.
It'll surface anyways. Just relax.
Yeah, I'll be fine. But no, speaking of partying, so I told you this story. I didn't tell you the story. Partying.
Oh, okay.
What do you think I said?
I thought you said farting.
No. Speaking of farting. No, I'm not. This is a podcast, not a dumb radio show.
There's that show on Parks and Rec. Whenever they call into the radio station, they get on what is it called, the douche or whatever. Have you
I haven't seen Parks and Rec.
It's so stupid. Yeah.
But no, so I told you this story. So, and Kyle was also involved in the story. So
I was involved in this story?
Yeah, when you gave me a ride.
Oh yeah.
So Friday I get fucking sideways over at Aldo's, And I wake up, it's fucking all delirious. The house is a mess, and I get my stuff and I call an Uber, and I come back here, and I'm like, fuck, I forgot my house keys. Like, I'm here at my house, I just left. And I was just like, and I tried calling another Uber, and there wasn't one close. So I was like, all right, let's see if Kyle will do me the biggest solid and give me a ride to my cousin's house. And I call you, and you're like, yeah, I'll take you. And at that moment, weirdly enough, my ex walks up out of nowhere. And she's like, oh, hey, here's your like bracelet that you left at my house.
Like, walked up here
Outside, unannounced. She was gonna like leave it in my mailbox, which is what the plan was, but it was just like, I'm on the phone with Kyle. I'm like, yeah, thanks so much, man. I appreciate it. Like, I'll get you back. And then she walks up and she's like, here. And I'm like, fucking, you live 4 hours away. What are you doing here? And then, yeah, because she was in town and I'd left like a camera strap bracelet at her mom's house. And she texted me about it the day before, and she was like, oh, I'll just drop it off at your house. But it was just like a weird universe thing where like I show up and she happens to show up.
And what's I think even weirder is the fact that I've never seen your ex in person since like elementary school, right?
I think so.
Yeah, because like I was on the phone with him, and then she comes, and then she leaves, and then I drive up. But then remember the time like 2 or 3 years ago where you whenever you guys were dating, came to my house randomly that one time, and then my grandma was there, but I wasn't.
Yeah, you'd let us borrow some Wii games.
Yeah, that, and I never saw her then.
Yeah,
either. So I haven't seen her like recently, like ever once. I would say,
but no,
they're all just stories. It's not real, man.
It's not real.
I forget, Nestor. Did you meet her like in passing? One time I took her to your parents' place for a party.
I remember meeting a girl that you're bringing around, but I can't put a face to it.
Oh wait, was
taller white girl with glasses.
Yeah, I can't put a face to it.
Was that story that you're saying over? Because I had something I wanted to
mention. No, I want to finish it. So okay. Kyle gives, so I'm writing back now, me and Kyle, and I'm like half like I'm fully involved in the conversation. And I realized and I paid him $20 to go take me.
That's what I was gonna say. It was worth it because he gave me $20 and McChickens from McDonald's.
Well, it was like a big favor, and I was like, and Aldo lives a little out of the ways, so I'm like, dude, like thanks so much. Like, I owe you one.
Oh yeah, now I know where he lives.
No, well, he's not Aldo.
Wait, I thought I drove you to his house.
No,
that's my brother's house.
Oh,
Aldo, Aldo's Nestor's brother.
I thought you said we were going to Nestor's house.
No, I said Aldo's.
Oh, well, no, I guess I wasn't listening.
No, Nestor lives down Stockdale.
Nestor's brother.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what I said. Maybe. And then he takes me there. Aldo doesn't even answer the door. I get and Kyle's like, wait, I'm dropping you off here. And I'm like, no, you're taking me back to my house.
Yeah, I was going to leave him there. I don't know what that
called an Uber from there again.
The same guy. But no, and then he did me that big favor. And then, dude, like right after you left, I was just like, dude, I put way too much energy, like being involved in the conversation and like being
in our conversation.
Yeah, because I didn't want to be like, yeah.
It wasn't even that Kyle?
Deep. No, but we were talking.
We were talking, yeah.
And I was just like, and then like right when I got like, I just felt like shit, and I was like, fuck, I gotta go to work tomorrow. And even on Sunday, I was still like recovering.
That's right. That was last Saturday. That was a while ago.
Yeah.
Dude, these weeks have been going by quickly, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's already
almost next Saturday.
We're almost halfway through March.
Dude.
I think by the time this releases, it's going to be like already almost over.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because this is a future one.
Yeah. So, but what were you going to say, Kyle? I interrupted you again.
I don't remember.
You said something about the $20 that I gave you.
Oh, that's all I was going to say was giving you that ride was worth it because I got chicken nuggets from McDonald's and $20.
And like I was strongly considering calling you Nestor, but I was like, nah. I think you had Georgie or something.
Yeah, I was watching my son.
Plus, I don't know if you would have given me a ride.
Probably not. Yeah, I probably would have been like, nah. Yeah, trying to be responsible. Call an Uber. That's what I would have done.
Yeah.
All right. I remember that next time you asked me for a solid. Dude, the amount of solids I've done for this guy. We're celebrating my party at his house for my birthday, which is like a birthday present in and of itself. And then I'm getting out of the shower and he's like, hey, can you come over ASAP to help me bring a cabinet into my house? And I'm like, Sure. And I'm not even ready for for the party yet.
Oh, random and stuff.
Yeah, but that was more of a solid for my dad because
Okay.
my dad was helping me unload it, and I was like, "Dad, you're gonna hurt yourself. Let me call Emiliano at least. He lives down the street."
Okay.
So
How about, hey,
we'll
can
cash that? That my dad will cash that.
Good to do solids.
But when you brought that up about going to Aldo's to get a ride over there, why don't you like get one of the passcode locks or something for your door or something like that, so you don't have to if you ever get
Because my
locked
dad's
out.
weird about that kind of stuff.
What do you mean? Like someone's gonna hack you and
Yeah.
break into
Even
your
though
house?
like Aldo has one, you have one.
And you still have a deadbolt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If
Chubby-
you're
yeah.
home, deadbolt it. You're good.
I don't know. And then like Chavita has one, and like he's literally called me and be like, "Hey, my phone died." He'll call me from his watch or like from Hannah's phone and be like, "Hey, can you unlock my door remotely?" Because I have like one of his keys. Yeah.
So you have it on your phone, the app or whatever,
Mhm.
to unlock it. Oh.
Yeah, it's like August, and yeah, you just push it and it unlocks it.
Yeah, I was out drinking with Alan and them, and they had their mom watching their kids, and they get back to their house, and he has the Ring camera and all that, and he sees all them struggling at the front door, and she's digging around her purse like, "Oh man, I don't have the keys to get in the house." I'm like, "Bro, like you have a Ring camera, you have all this stuff. Why not just get the lock for the door and you don't ever have to deal with this?" He's like, "You know what? You're right." He's like, "How much are they?" I'm like, "I think they're like 60, 120."
Yeah, it's not too
around
bad.
there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, they're legit though. The only drawback is when they run out of battery. They're running out of battery and it'll start alarming you. It's like, "I'll change it next time. I'll change it next time." And it's literally happened to me where I'm there and I'm like, it's not gonna fucking open on me now. I'm locked out of my own house.
I don't know what I used to miss doing is I gave my ex had a spare key, which my dad like hated because he hates like anyone having a key to his house.
Oh, absolutely. I'd be pissed.
Yeah, but like she would like I trusted her with it, and like it would work because I would always forget my key and I'd be like, "Hey, can you come like let me into my house?"
Why wouldn't you just like
No.
get a fake rock and like leave it in your garden?
I've thought
You're just
of
like,
that, but
"Nah, girl, you got a key now." It's like,
no, dude, do you know why I gave her a key? Because I was too lazy to get up and let her into my house whenever she would come over. So I was just like,
That's the reason?
That's the
Wow.
main reason I gave her a key, because I didn't want to get up.
damn.
Why don't you give-
She must have felt special.
Oh.
You should give me a key too.
Well, I didn't tell her that
I
was
wouldn't
the
even want to
reason.
get up to get the door.
What were you saying?
I said maybe you should give me a key too, so you don't have to get up to let me in the door. You know?
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, because he usually takes a long time to answer the door.
No,
Anyway.
I take like a couple minutes.
No, I was definitely ringing the doorbell out there for a while. I was like, "Is it working?" I couldn't really hear it. I was ringing the other one as a joke.
Well, you two are the only ones. Anyone else, they call or text when they're here. I do that at your place. I never ring the doorbell unless you're taking like forever.
Yeah, I also have dogs that are gonna like be barking.
That
like
too.
there's
And you sometimes have George, so
yeah. I literally have a post-it on my doorbell that says "Don't ring, call me," and it has my number on there because I don't want my kid woken up, or if they're not there, I don't want my dogs to go nuts.
right. But your dog will not Morty so much, but like, well, no, she hasn't been doing it lately. I'm spacing out. What's your other dog's name?
Camille.
Yeah. Like she lately, because I've been going over more consistently. She doesn't bark as much when I roll up. But like whenever,
I think she's becoming more relaxed because Morty's there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the load of watchdog is spread out between us now because he barks now too. I think that's why.
Nestor, what time does your lunch hour end?
I do need to tap out soon just
Alright.
because I need to work on my dispatch.
Do you have like 5 minutes for our last segment?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll start it off with Nestor, and then in case you have to like dip out, and then we can just wrap it up if that's whatever you want to do.
Which segment are we
What you
doing?
watching?
I don't have to tap out if I bring in my dispatch. That's the only thing. Or we can tap out too.
It shouldn't take too long.
I'm good with that.
I don't have one.
Well, then
Even better.
All right, so yeah, we'll be moving into our last segment. What you watching? What you watching?
What you watching?
And we're back. So, yeah, Nestor, during the break, I just explained to you what you watching. So, what you watching, Nestor?
Oh, I guess the most recent show that I was hooked on was Fargo. It's on Hulu, and every episode starts off with this is based on a true story. Out of respect for the dead, their names have been changed. I forget what the other part is, and no, out of respect for the alive, for the ones that are alive or the survivors, their names have been changed. Out of respect for the dead, everything has been told exactly the same. And every episode starts like that. And it's honestly so addicting, this damn show. There's a movie that the Coen brothers, I'm pretty sure they directed it over 10 years ago. And it's the same exact thing. They actually are part of the directors, or
are they like executive producers or something?
Like they have some say in it, but it's not their show. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it's a really well written show, and they're like on the 4th season now. Every season has a different story timeline, but they're all tied in somehow. So like the last season was what's his name? Man, I forgot his name. The zebra from Madagascar.
Chris Rock.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So plays like this mob boss, like in the South, and yeah, it's all tied. It's all tied down to this original story. Like, might be just a tiny bit, but it's related.
Yeah, because that's what the only question I had with that was, how is it related to the Coen Brothers movie?
It's the original season. The first season is of what the movie is about the man that killed his wife and like tried to hide it, and he was like the super nice guy, and like it leads towards like 5-6 people getting murdered just from him trying to hide it. And it's
I remember when I was younger, I would always confuse Fargo and Argo.
Argo's like a really bad show, right?
Argo is the movie about trying to get like a bunch of Canadians back from like Iran, and they pretended to be a like a film crew.
Yeah, that's a pretty good movie
with Ben Affleck.
Yeah, I remember that one. That was cool. It was based on a true story, right? Yeah. Yeah. Besides that, I forgot this girl's name. Which, Kyle, you might relate to this girl because she's a long distance runner.
Probably then.
Man, how do I switch accounts? There we go. So yeah, I lost it. But yeah, it was basically this girl that's a long distance runner. She was on Joe Rogan, and she basically runs for like 100 to 200 miles at a time, and she's the reason why I finally chose the name for the gym, the Pain Cave, because she says that she enters the Pain Cave like every single time when she needs to catch up to someone or she wants to leave someone behind. She just enters there and just constantly sprinting. And that girl, I've been looking up a lot of videos on her. I just can't. I'm spaced out on her name right now.
You'll have to give me that. Yeah, if you can figure out the name, give it to me.
Yeah,
so
she's known as the most dominant woman in the game. As for males, there's other males that run it more. You know, it's just easier for them.
Yeah, because they have a, which I think is crazy. This is like super long distance running, 100-mile race, which I don't know if that's related to what she does.
That's what she does.
Is that it?
Yeah.
The 100.
So she'll be running for like 16 hours, sleep a little bit, and run through the night. They run mostly through the night.
Which I can't imagine doing that, because that is a lot of hours, and that's a lot of time on your legs, and that it really running long distance really does mess your feet up a little bit too. Like the skin starts peeling off your toes. It's kind of gross.
Yeah, I noticed in the videos that I've watched of her, I've probably put in like 4 hours into this rabbit hole, and one of them, she's like caking on, like, it looks like a deodorant stick, but for your toes basically. And she was just
for chafing and stuff like that. Yeah, that's crazy stuff. There's a lot of people that do that, but that's not something I'm interested in. That's too far. That's too far for me.
I was intrigued by Joe Rogan. Actually, was the one that started talking about her and how people have demons that it depends on you if you're gonna befriend those demons, or if you're gonna let them to have the best of you. And they're talking about her demons. It's like she's really good friends with her demons. Like she knows how to play with them. Like she is well in touch with her demons, because otherwise she wouldn't be able to tap into them to run those long distances.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's been the last thing that I've been watching.
Got you.
That's good. Yeah, that's
went down that deep rabbit hole.
Nah, you're fine.
It's interesting though. It sounds.
And then Kyle, you said you haven't really been watching anything, right?
Nothing. I did think of one thing.
What's up?
So funny. I didn't know this was a show until after we started playing chess, and you taught me how to play. But I started watching The Queen's Gambit, which is on Netflix.
Yeah, I've heard only good things.
It's a good show. I'm only on the second episode, but it's cool. And watching people play chess is, well, the show makes it look a lot cooler than it actually is.
Just based on
in
chess.
person.
It's about this girl. Well, from what I've known from the outside, it's about this like girl who like can be like the top guys in chess at a time where like
She's a girl from who's an orphan, and she lives in an orphanage, and then she goes down to like the basement, and then this guy teaches her how to play chess in the basement, basically. And then I haven't gotten to the part where she's grown up yet, though.
she's a she's like a prodigy at or what, there's another word for it.
Well, the crazy thing is what started the way she learned chess is like kind of crazy, because they would give them these like pills or something, and then she would start hallucinating and see chess on the ceiling, like, and the pieces and the movements being made, and that's how she learned chess, which I think thought was a crazy like concept, but
yeah,
I love how chess is making a comeback now. Like it's actually a thing.
I've
on
taught
Twitch.
a ton of people. How to play.
I taught it to Kyle, and then Kyle's been the only one recently to beat me.
Yeah,
And
I've been getting decent.
I've been playing with my dad, and then Kyle's been playing with like almost his like whole family.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, well, I started like teaching my family members, and then a couple of my friends and stuff. So I've been like expanding it.
Yeah, and then I always see, because you have like a chess board embedded into your bar table.
Yeah, man, that's like goals. You literally just sit there and drink and play chess. Honestly.
Yeah, chess is cool.
Dude, we should do that sometime.
I get pretty passionate with it. I'm not gonna lie. I will get angry, especially if I'm drinking.
What about you, though?
And then so just to, because we're getting a little to our time here. Yeah, so lately I've been watching. Let me get my mic right here. So lately I'm still watching Naruto. I think I got over. I'm right around the time where a bunch of people told me where it gets really, really good.
Yeah.
Around episode like 290.
There's so many episodes. It just starts getting good at 290.
I can't. When people like recommend certain anime, I'm just like, how many episodes? How many seasons are there, dude? Like Attack on Titan has like 50 episodes in one season. I'm just like, no.
Naruto has, I think, 300 episodes in the first show. There's two shows. There's Naruto, then there's Naruto Shippuden, and then there's Boruto, which is about Naruto's son. Naruto has like 300 episodes, and Naruto Shippuden has 500 episodes.
Yeah.
And then Boruto's still ongoing.
That sounds that's cool, man. Like
yeah, I can't binge through it because there's a lot of it, but like sometimes I will binge, but I just can't, like, this whole week I've been watching Naruto. But I've been watching that. What else? I think that's it. Just some YouTube, just watching some Super Mega, and their podcast is always funny. And then the Bill Burr has a podcast with Bert Kreischer, and they recently had Joe DeRosa on, and Joe DeRosa is probably one of my like favorite like low like underground stand-ups.
What's their name? It's like the regular podcast or something like that, right? His podcast name, something basic. Bill Burr's the
Monday Morning podcast.
Monday morning, yeah, that's what it is.
And
it's not only on Mondays, right?
He does like an hour on Monday, and then on Thursday he does like he calls it Thursday afternoon just before Friday. And he does like 20-30 minutes, and then he plays like an older episode, because he's been doing this one since like 2008. Like almost as long as like Joe Rogan has been doing his, but Bill Burr's been doing it since like before he like really got famous. So the way they do it, I really like it because it will be some clip from like 2010 where he's complaining about like his Prius or something that he just got. And and then I think that's mainly what we've been listening to. But I think that's a good place to stop. And Nestor, did you want to promote your streaming channel or anything?
Yeah, I guess I haven't been streaming as I want to. It's been a couple months, but yeah, it's twitch.tv. heyitsnes, NES.
Yes.
So
nice.
go check it out, guys.
Yeah, go check out Nestor. We'll I'll probably put that on the description if that's all right.
Okay,
That way people can just click on, or we'll find some way to do it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
All right, that about wraps up. We'll see you guys next week.
See you.